Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is my channel, Alec Reads. My name is Alec Reed, and today we're reading Wheelchair Accessible by _JAG_ on Wattpad, and today we're reading chapter 5. So I hope that you guys enjoy. I've been having some problems with this microphone because it keeps falling and then I have to restart because it loves to fall directly onto my computer. So just hang in there with me. Also, subscribe, comment down below whether it's just saying hi or whether it's leaving recommendations. Yeah, let's jump right into the video. Part 5. You're going down. Ryder skipped ahead of me, so excited he could barely keep his feet on the ground. His floppy, sand-colored hair bounced in and out of his eyes with each step. I can't believe Grandma let us go. She was so grumpy this morning. Because you woke her up super early, I told him, dribbling the basketball against the pavement as we walked. After weeks of Ryder begging me to take him to the park to play basketball, the day had finally arrived. Timing had never worked out. I had been less than motivated to show my face where people from school hung out on the weekends, but for some reason I felt like I could do it today. It was actually a really cool place. There were volleyball nets, green spaces for soccer, a disc golf course, everything. And it was almost as if the universe was rewarding me by giving us the warmest day of the month. Not a cloud in the sky, and an open court free of people. I was excited, he shrugged, unashamed, as we reached the cement pad. So what are we going to do? A little one-on-one, I suggested, sending him a bounce pass, which he caught easily with his small hands. Let's bet something, make it a challenge, he said, unzipping his hoodie and tossing it down on the edge of the court. I hid a smile at his tough guy act, trying to seem serious. What do you suggest? It better be good. I win, you buy me a slushie. Sure, and what if I win? You buy me a slushie. He stopped, giggling at his own joke, and added, Okay, I'll clean your room. Reaching out my hand to shake his, I nodded. Deal, but I warn you, it's bad in there. I know. Grandma tells me all the time. She says there's underwear on the floor. I shrugged, unable to deny it, and got into my ready position to guard the net. Ryder dribbled the ball a couple of times to warm up, then moved in on me. I shuffled over to block him, reaching to snag the ball away. He went back and forth like this for a while. I had to put on a good act so that Ryder couldn't tell I was throwing the game to him. I followed him around the court, blocking half of his shots, and he really played up the fact that he was managing to pass me. He was eating it up, barely suppressing a cocky smile as we ran around the court taunting each other. Somebody get me a marshmallow because my game is on fire, Ryder hooted, pacing the 3-point line. I pulled a face. Don't say stuff like that. Why not? It's cool. It's trash talk. It's lame, I snorted, taking a step forward to pressure him. You're lame, he shouted and jumped as he jumped and went for a 3. The ball sailed through the air and completely missed the backboard, ricocheting off the chain-link fence and rolling away. We both burst out into laughter at his complete bomb. You're getting that. He huffed and chased after the loose ball, just as a low voice called from behind me. Hey, Harris. I recognized the voice instantly. How could I not? I wiped away a bead of sweat that was rolling down my temple as I turned to face Will Graham. Hey, you haven't shown your face around here for a long time. I pushed my shoulders back and crossed my arms over my chest, even though I knew Will wasn't the kind of guy you wanted to mess with. He rivaled my size, and I'm sure he could bench more than me. I couldn't help but mutter, "Good observation, Sherlock." He scoffed and took a few steps in my direction, causing my body to tense instantly. "You should really get your attitude in check, Harris." I held back an eye roll. "Is there a purpose for this conversation?" "You're real tough when there's no one else around." Will shook his head, his voice taking on a nicer tone, dipping in falsity. "That must be why you keep getting in all those fights the coach is upset about, hey?" Must be getting difficult explaining to him where those bruises are coming from. Self-control isn't your strong suit. The nails biting into my palm were starting to hurt as I stared him down, jaw clenched. I knew a lot of guys wanted me off the team, but Will had a bigger vendetta against me than the others. I didn't understand why he couldn't let the past be the past. Most people had moved on and actively hating me to passively ignoring me by now, but Will seemed to cling to it, like to remind me of it regularly. "Got the ball?" Ryder returned, looking at Will, oblivious to the surrounding tension. "Hey, you play on Mark's football team, right?" Will's demeanor instantly changed, and he was suddenly charming guy everyone else knew him as. "That's right. I'm a quarterback. The guy that lines up in the center and throws the ball." "I knew that," Ryder said proudly. "I'm going to be a quarterback when I play football too." "That's awesome, buddy. Maybe we'll see you at the family scrimmage games at the end of the year." Ryder turned to look at me, eyes wide and excited. "You never told me about that. Can I go?" I took a deep breath in, feeling the muscle in my neck twitch. "Yeah, we'll see." "Yay!" he cheered. "Thanks, Will." Still smiling, he started dribbling the ball again, taking it back to the hoop to practice more shots. I wanted to smack the smug expression from Will's face, but I knew it couldn't start anything right now. I would never let Ryder see me like that. "How about we move along now?" I gritted out. "I'm sure your little cronies are lost without their leader." It seemed like none of the football guys knew what to do or think if Will wasn't telling them. Brainless hunchman. Will laughed without amusement, giving his head a small shake. "You think you're better than everyone else, don't you? Not a great quality in a teammate. We might need to correct that attitude." My hackles raised at the threat, and I was about to reply probably something stupid, and I would regret later, when another voice called out, "Mark, hi!" I closed my eyes, trying to wish her away as Will turned to look over his shoulder to see Shauna rolling towards us. I tried to send her a telepathic message that said to go away, but even if she received it, I doubt she would have listened to me. "How's it going?" she greeted, looking to Will with a friendly smile. "I'm good, thanks. How about you?" I could watch his dark eyes trail over her, and I wanted to punch the thoughts out of his head before he could think them. "Oh, I'm great. I'm just watching my friend's volleyball game and was on my way home when I spotted you guys. What are you guys doing?" She finally glanced towards me, and her smile faded just slightly. "Just catching up," Will let her know. Then, with a dumb smirk on his face, he casually asked, "So, are you Mark's girlfriend?" Shauna laughed. "No, we're just friends." His smirk grew. "Well, that's good to know." "Why?" she asked, her eyes fluttering. "You interested?" Clearly pleased, Will tried to play it off with an easy shrug. "Maybe I am." I swear I puked in my mouth a little. Yeah, this was the last thing I needed to see today. My new annoying friend started flirting with the guy who made my life hell. Cool. "Well?" Shauna peeked up at him as she trotted off before grinning mischievously. I don't think Mark swings that way, but I know a few guys I could set you up with if you're interested. It took a moment for the wires to connect, but then Will's expression was priceless. I laughed so suddenly and unexpectedly that I choked on my own spit, sending myself into a coughing frenzy. Oh, ha ha. Will tried to play it off, although the annoyance in his eyes was clear. He didn't like to be toyed with, but Mark doesn't really do it for me. Really? Because he's much better looking than you, Shauna said, in such an innocent tone that it was simply making an observation. I was actually in pain, holding back my full-blown laughter. Will looked between us and saw the strained expression on my face, his eyes hardening. You guys have fun. See you at school, Harris. My name left his mouth like a curse. He stalked off, trying to keep his head high. That guy was kind of weird, Shauna said once he was out of earshot. I'm assuming he's not one of your friends? I raised an eyebrow at her dumb question, then she snapped her fingers in realization. No friends, right. Forgot who I was talking to for a second. I was too happy with her desecration of Will to even be slightly offended by her comment. Except for me, she continued, hooking her thumb to her chest. BFF right here. Whatever makes you feel. Who are you? Shauna's eyes shifted towards the small figure next to me, and she lifted her hand in a wave. Hi, I'm Shauna. Who are you? I'm Ryder. Nice to meet you, Ryder. Are you Mark's brother? Yep. And you're Mark's friend? I sure am. She smiled, proud of the fact. Okay, so what's wrong with you? Ryder, I muttered, shoving his shoulder gently. My legs don't work, she told him simply. This chair helps me get around. You can't walk or nothing? Nope. That must really suck. Ryder, I sighed again, shaking my head. I was going to have to teach this kid about manners sometime soon. Shauna shrugged. It's not that bad. What have you guys been doing? Mark and I are playing basketball, Ryder told her excitedly. If I win, he has to buy me a slushie. Oh, cool. Are you winning? Yup, he beamed, pride coming off him in waves. By 8 points. Shauna lifted her eyebrows, giving him a properly impressed expression. Wow, you must be pretty good if you're able to beat your older brother. She then leaned forward, whispering loudly, or Mark really sucks. Ryder laughed in delight. Yeah, Mark sucks. My jaw dropped. Are you kidding me? Ryder laughed and ran away, thinking I was going to come after him. I shook my head and faced Shauna. Thanks for that. She laughed. He's cute. I couldn't help but smile. Yeah, he is. Most of the time. I looked over my shoulder to see him jumping to make a shot and nearly falling over when he landed. He gets most of it from me. Right. Oh, come on, Shauna, I teased. We were just saying how attracted you are to me 2 minutes ago. Her mouth fell open. That is not what I said, she laughed. Then something dawned on her. Her eyes narrowed. Wait a second. Did you just make a flirty joke? I blinked. What? Are you flirting with me? What? No, I was just joking about what you said. But you said it in a flirty way. She grinned smugly. That was not a flirty way. I shook my head, feeling heat rise up the back of my neck. If I wanted to flirt with you, which I don't, you would know. Shauna giggled, tucking a piece of her long brown hair behind her ear. I know. I just wanted to see what your reaction would be. I resisted the urge to smack a hand to my forehead. Wow. Okay. You're annoying. Her head fell back as she laughed again, and I couldn't help but marvel at her a bit. She laughed all the time, and she wasn't laughing. She was smiling, and not once had I questioned the authenticity of it. Her eyes were clear, not only in the color, but they were open. Everything about this girl was open and free, genuine, something you didn't see in a lot of people anymore. As I looked at her, probably longer than I should have, then was polite, I noticed a small decoration next to her shoulder. "What is that?" I asked suddenly, pointing to it. "Huh?" "That." I pointed again. "The butterfly." "Oh." She smiled fondly, reaching over and unpinning it from the fabric on a chair. She held it out to me, carefully placing it into my hands. "Tay, Evan, and Cynthia made it for me." "Those are your siblings, right?" "Yeah, they're the coolest." I peered down at it, and honestly, it wasn't much. It looked like your average craft from a box. Just purple and yellow butterfly with foam stickers on it, and googly eyes stared blankly at me. And I turned it over to find Shauna's initials in Sharpie next to the pin. Despite it looking like it was from the dollar store, it was obvious that it was special to her. "I know it's kind of junky," she said as I handed it back to her, and she gently pinned it back into its spot, tilting it slightly to the left, but it's how they gave it to me that makes it mean so much. It's probably one of my favorite possessions, she admitted with a small laugh. "What'd they do?" "Well, I guess it was nothing fancy. I was going through a really hard time. You know, as much as I play it off like it doesn't bother me, being in a wheelchair can be pretty lame sometimes. So I was going through all this stuff, feeling sorry for myself and whatnot, crying a bunch, and I guess I probably made my family pay for it. Sad teenager angst and all that. But one day, one of the worst days, my brothers and sisters came up to me with this dinky little butterfly, and do you know what they said?" I blinked dumbly. Why would I know? Smiling softly, she gently brushed her fingers across the left wings. They said, "Shauna, we love you and we think you're as beautiful as a butterfly. And one day we know God will make sure that you can fly too." She chuckled. I guess it's not much, but it was the perfect words at the perfect time. And now I take it everywhere with me, as a reminder of my family and my God who loves me. And well, yeah, it's sappy, I guess. "It's cool," I told her honestly. "Thank you." There was a quiet moment between us, and I wasn't sure what else I was supposed to say. After a long second, I lifted a hand to scratch the back of my neck. The nicest thing Ryder ever did for me was make me a peanut butter sandwich and bring it to my football game. "Aw," she cooed, but he accidentally dropped it in an anthill. "Oh, and then he gave it to me without telling me." Shauna burst out laughing. "Okay, I like your little brother even more now." My lips pulled in up at the side as our eyes met and held for a moment. Maybe Shauna wouldn't be so bad to hang out with. She had this way of making you feel completely free of judgment, which was a change, and she was kind of funny at times, and she was kind of nice to look at. And I was even surprised myself when I realized that I kind of didn't mind getting along with her or being around her. Plus, she was really stubborn, and the universe seemed hell-bent on us running into each other time and time again, so I didn't think I would be able to get out of this friendship, even if I wanted to, and I kind of didn't want to. "Hey, loser, are we going to finish our game?" Ryder called out, pulling me from my thoughts. I sighed. "See what you're doing? You're a bad influence on him. He's never called me loser." Shauna looked up at me innocently. "I don't think I've ever called you loser. Not out loud, at least." "Mark!" Ryder yelled, impatient. "Are you coming?" "Only if you're ready to lose," I called back, then turned to Shauna. So the score's kinda tight." "Yeah, you better up your game." She nodded with a smile, rolling herself back a bit, ready to leave. "We might need a scorekeeper, if you're not doing anything." Her eyebrows lifted. "And really?" And when I nodded, a small smile edged its way onto her lips. Sure. She rolled herself closer to the court and added, but I can't guarantee my impartiality. I can be swayed very easily. And Ryder already has my favor for the ant sandwich incident. It wasn't like I was going to win anyway, but I pretended to be a little bit put out as Ryder tossed me the ball. That's not fair. What if I offer to buy you a slushie? She smiled. Now you're heading in the right direction. Alright, everyone. Sorry that I only read one episode, but that episode was really long today. I think I usually read 2, but I'm not sure. So, yeah, that is the end of today's episode. I really hope that you guys enjoyed. Like, subscribe, and comment down below whether it's recommendations or whether it's just saying hello. Good morning, good afternoon, or good night, and goodbye, ladies, gentlemen, and everybody in between, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, friends.